Hello, Dr. Coker here, and this is a guide to the Crown of the Immaculate, where you will encounter the Lightwarden Innocence. Lord Vothri is finally getting the beatdown he's been asking for. Please like and subscribe. I'm releasing guides for every story dungeon and trial in the game, so you always know what's coming. Let's get started. Shortly after you engage Innocence, you will cast Realm Razor, which deals unavoidable damage to all players. Just heal through it. He may then cast Heavenly Host, where a bunch of adds are summoned. They need to be burned quickly because they periodically deal raid-wide damage while they're alive. With Daybreak, several random players will see AoE circles appear under them. Just step aside to avoid the damage. Later, Heavenly Host and Daybreak will occur at the same time, so burn the adds while avoiding the circles. Sin Sphere and Enthrall will always be experienced simultaneously. You will see 4 circles with meteors slowly falling, and each circle needs at least one player in it to soak the damage. At the same time, you'll see a big red eye on a boss, which indicates that everyone needs to look away. If you fail to look away, your character will become confused. After some time, he'll begin the transition to Phase 2. He will bend over and deal raid-wide damage every few seconds. Eventually, the last raid-wide blast will stun everyone and you'll see a brief cutscene. He will suddenly become much more handsome, then Phase 2 begins. This is a checkpoint, so if there is a wipe after this point, the party will resume here. Righteous Bolt is a simple tank buster. Just use mitigation and healing as needed. With Winged Reprobation, 2 swords will fly out and stick into the ground. Then several line AoEs will appear. Just step aside to avoid the damage. This will occur 3 times, then the swords vanish. You may see a second Winged Reprobation, in which case a curvy line AoE will appear, then it will continuously strike, rotate, and strike again a few times. It moves pretty quickly, but both sides of the line have a safe gap you can stand in if you don't have time to run far away from it. With Rightful Reprobation, you will see several blue line AoE markers to avoid, then he shoots out swords for each one. The swords will hover at the perimeter for several seconds, then shoot back. There are markers for this second strike, but they are very brief, so it can be handy to remember where the former lines appeared and avoid those areas since the second set of lines is the same. Shadow Reaver deals moderate unavoidable damage to all players, just heal through it. Around 60%, Innocence will teleport to the edge, become untargetable, and summon several adds. There will be a meter labeled Immaculate Authority. It may look like a lot is going on over the next several seconds, but it's actually pretty simple. The important thing to notice is that one add will be tethered to the center. Everyone needs to burn that one fast, or else it will deal heavy damage and apply debuffs to everyone. Watch for circular AoEs during this time. Once all the adds are dead, the boss will hit you with his heavy attack, Flaming Sword. It will deal a lot of damage, but as long as the authority meter didn't reach 100, the party should survive it. God Ray is a cast where 3 large conal AoEs appear. Just avoid them to avoid getting blasted. This will happen 3 times and the cones are positioned differently each time, but there is always enough time to get to a safe spot. With Light Pillar, you will see a line stack marker on one random player. Everyone needs to stack in a line with that player to help defuse the damage. Late in the fight, you may see both Winged Reprobations at the same time. This means there will be straight line AoEs and the rotating curvy line AoE simultaneously. These lines tend to be easier to avoid when you're away from the center, where they tend to overlap. Finally, there is Beatific Vision, a line proximity marker AoE. Just run as far as you can from the bright line in the center. And that's it for the Crown of the Immaculate. I hope you've enjoyed this guide. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.